City Boys. That goes for anybody.
We got another one.
Back to the streets. City Boys.
Definitely, I've been hearing a lot of really good stuff about you guys, and I'm really glad to be a part of it.
Get these Raisin shot glasses at smokealoutrecords.com, baby, and have a shot with Bar Talk.
Usually the music, I let the music do the talking. The beat will tell me what to push to.
Yo, what's up, this is Wax, and you're now listening to and watching Bar Talk.
I'm gonna let you know you tune in to Bar Talk TV. Holla at your boy, Arizona.
Yo, what up? Earn Dollar 975 The Vibe. Shout out to Bar Talk TV.
Bar Talk TV, motherfucker, y'all better tune in.
Yo, what's up, everyone? We're back again for another episode of Bar Talk TV. Hey, Jacob Brumon, special guest host.
What up, man? What up? What up? We here. It's your boy Dre, City Boys West. Thanks for having me, Jacob. I appreciate it, man. We got saluted, man. You know, we got special guests on the show. I'm excited to do this interview, and it's gonna be fun, man. You know how we do it, man.
Oh yeah. If everyone can share real quick, I'm gonna be sharing. I'm gonna throw one of our sponsors' commercials on real quick while you guys do that for me, okay?
Hey, let's get it. Hey.
Hey, what up, everybody? This is B Breezy with Bar Talk TV, and I got the owner here of Pecans, Wings and Things. So, Jeremiah, what sets you apart from all these other wing places out here?
I would say it's my flavors, and not just my flavors, but also how I make them. First things off top is that I do make all my sauces from scratch. So, daily. Made to order daily. No sauces get kept overnight, And to me, with the chicken wings at the beginning, anybody can drop a chicken wing into some grease or put them on the grill, but to me, it's all about the sauce. And my sauces are made from scratch. On top of that, I feel, it's just my flavors, Michelada wings.
Michelada wings?
Michelada wings.
I'm gonna try those.
So Michelada wings, I got the cilantro lime jalapeno wings. I got bacon wrap wings. Birria wings. Birria wings. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's the flavor, it's just doing something different that you're not seeing, that you can't get from anywhere else around us right now. So, that's what I feel would set me apart right now from, all these other wing places.
Yeah, I agree. So, Jeremiah, tell us, where can we find these wings at?
It's going to be 20% military discount. You guys will be the first to know.
Bar Talk TV, y'all.
Hey, shout out Jeremiah for Cars, Wings, and Things. He's actually opening up a new location soon. I'm going to get the flyer and put it on here, probably on the next show. It'll probably be on our page too, so you'll see it.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie, bro. I have not had his wings yet, and I've been hearing a lot about them. So I'm dying to go and try his
Those
wings.
Michelada wings are fucking fire,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm waiting to try his wings, bro. I've been hearing so many good things about this guy and his wings, and even met him. He's a good guy. He's a good dude. I got to meet him one time, and I didn't have his wings, bro. I didn't have his wings. Damn. Well, I'm gonna try your wings, bro. Watch. I got you. I'm probably your first customer too. Watch. We in there. So what we got, Jacob?
All right, I got one more commercial before we bring our guests out.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm Dre, the one-legged chef, the one-legged DJ, and this is Dre Seafood and Barbecue. You can't come here without trying my food. We have my 5-layer barbecue cup. Comes with mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, barbecue baked beans, veggies, nacho cheese on it, your choice of meat, hot Cheetos or regular Cheetos, and also has bacon on it, pulled pork sandwich with Cajun coleslaw, your choice of barbecue sauce with barbecue baked beans, mac and cheese. Next, we have a rib plate with barbecue ribs that are smoked for 8 hours. Low and slow, that's how we like to do it, with mac and cheese and barbecue baked beans. Next, we have my famous New Orleans shrimp broil. You can get the flavors. I got tahini, I got garlic, I got lemon pepper, I got Cajun, I got hot. I can go as hot as you want it. We have my rib and chicken plate. Barbecue chicken, smoked low and slow for 5 hours. Also, you have my ribs that were smoked for 12 hours. You also get mac and cheese and barbecue baked beans. You have New Mexico green chili, nacho cheese, on top of tortilla chips with brisket, jalapeno, spicy barbecue, or original barbecue, my loaded mac and cheese. New Mexico green chili, nacho cheese, mac and cheese with brisket, and your choice of spicy barbecue or original barbecue. I'm letting you know that I'm the original Arizona barbecue. I'm bringing Mexican flavor and barbecue flavor together. They had a baby, and that's where you get Dre's Seafood and Barbecue, the original Arizona barbecue. Little heat, little sweet. We want all the smoke. Bring the smoke.
He said they had a baby.
Shout out to Dre. Dre's barbecue.
Yeah, shout out to Dre. He was he actually came and catered my son's birthday, I think last year. And it was pretty bomb. I gotta tell you, shit was pretty good.
I think I remember he was doing an event one time at the dive bar, and Dre was out there with the truck. He had some good barbecue. So yeah, shout out to Dre.
Yeah, those loaded nachos are fire.
You do your thing, brother. You already know, man. Support black businesses.
So we got special announcement.
Oh yeah.
So what is that right there?
Oh yeah. So before we get into announcing our special guest, just want to let the audience know that this paperwork here is to show you that Bar Talk TV and City Boys West are now officially partners. What's up, man?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's official.
Should we sign that shit right here live?
Now. Let's sign on the live, man. Let's get the pen. Get the pen out. Let's do what we do. You know, we play no games. We waste no time. You know, we just like to get it done. You know, we've been talking for a while. And as you see, we've been collaborating and doing a lot of different things. And it's just time for us to make things happen. We're going to sign this thing right here. And 22, right? Yep. So y'all going to see a lot of big things coming up in the next few months, next year with Bar Talk and City Boys West. So, you know, there's been a plan that we've been talking about for a while. So it's just thankful that we're able to start making these type of moves now, and as well as trying to broaden up.
You sign both of them?
Yes, sir. Broaden up the when it comes to the music scene and social scene, and you know, we trying to give everybody the platform and bring everybody in. So we have not just music, now we have podcasts. You know, so we try and do everything. We try and cover every base. So cheers everybody tuning in. Appreciate y'all.
To the future.
To the future. This is what we do. Cheers to the bartender. Jacob Romo is a bartender too. Y'all know. We're gonna get him like doing some special guest bartending at some of your local bars. So be ready. Do some real bar talk. But yeah, we got a special guest about to bring in. This artist is one of my favorite artists, I say, in Tucson.
You gotta sign that bottom one, that one, sir.
I got you.
We'll fix that.
Yeah, we'll
fix
that. Yeah. But yeah, we just now, like I said, we're making something different. We're making different noise. We're making different moves. It's all about now working with the right artists, bringing the right people on the shows that we feel as though is inspiring, not just with music, but just in their journeys and where they come from and how they got here. Because music today is not just about just making music. It's you have to get somewhere to make music. You have to feel something to make music. It's not just easy. Not anybody can just do that. Not anybody can do anything.
Right.
And that's why it's time. We get to bring on these artists that have been really putting in the work, that you can see the quality, not the quantity. Because sometimes people get confused when it comes to, they see the streams and they look at this, but some of these artists might have the streams, but they music be trash. You know what I'm saying? It's real shit. Some of y'all artists need to step your shit up and get you. I'm just there as I hear y'all shit. Come holler at me. I can get you right, get you on the radio, motherfuckers.
Talk about that. I saw you went to Phoenix and you were on what, Power?
Yeah. It's on the radio. Finally, I'm one of the first DJs in Tucson that finally got Tucson artists' music played in Phoenix, which to me is not a big deal, but it's an honor to be able to do that for the town, do that for the Tuck. It's not about me trying to prove anything or be better than anybody. It's just about just trying to get this town to look past the mountains and to do something different rather than doing the same thing in the Tuck.
Yeah.
Because the Tuck is a beautiful town, but it's saturated with too many artists that needs to get out and experience different things. So I had an opportunity to play local artist music here in Tucson. Got a lot of good response. A lot of people in Phoenix was feeling it. They even about to give me my own show called Tucktown Fridays. So it's going to be coming soon, and as well, like I said, we're trying to expand, whereas though we have artists able to come up there and do interviews and get to do live freestyles for some of the rappers. So it's going to be different. And as well, I'm planning on bringing Philly artists to Tucson and as well as Tucson artists to Philly.
Yeah.
So any artists that want to take their career seriously, want to do something different with their career, holla at me. Like I said, it's not no easy process. It's all about auditioning and as well as being willing to sacrifice and put in the time and work, because this is going to be big. And like I said, as you see, Bar Talk TV, City Boys West coming together is something big. It's not nothing we trying to just bullshit. We doing some real shit. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Hey.
So we should probably bring our guest out now.
Oh yeah, we should. Let's definitely do that. So, one of my favorite artists in Tucson.
Very talented.
Very talented. Got an opportunity here on a few shows these past few months, and it was very, not just her music was good, it was very inspirational to hear something different, fresh, and as well as something original. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Brooklyn Marie. Let's get it. Are you from Brooklyn?
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah. Welcome to this
Thank
to
you
Bar
for
Talk.
coming on the show. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
So where are you from?
I'm from Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
So tell us about Nebraska. What's that like in Nebraska?
Nebraska is great.
Yeah.
Definitely, different weather change, but Omaha, Nebraska has definitely a lot of opportunities as well out there. A lot of good people, a lot of good-hearted people. But the pace out here is a little different. There's different opportunities out here, so I am glad I took that leap and moved.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So far as Nebraska.
What'd you say?
You moved here from Nebraska?
Yeah, about 2.5 years ago I moved here.
How far is it? Did you drive or fly?
Oh yeah, I drove. I actually didn't even tell anybody I was leaving.
Yeah.
I went to the bar the night before and I was like, I'm moving, and they're like, no, you're not. And I was like, no, my U-Haul is packed. Like I leave in the morning.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it was what was it? 1,500 mile drive.
Damn.
Definitely like I think 21 hours. We stopped in Colorado. Some like in the middle of nowhere in Colorado, kind of scary.
So what made you leave?
It was just, I think I always knew that I wanted to leave Nebraska. When I was in 3rd grade, the first time I left to visit family, I came back and I was like, oh, I know, I'm like leaving Nebraska one day. But the lifestyle that I was living and just, the things that were in my life at the time, I think it was just time for me to leave and kind of start a new leaf.
Gotcha.
Where you're like, fuck this place, and then you just left, or what?
Yeah, kind of.
That sounds like, yeah.
Kind of, but I do have like a lot of love for my hometown and where I'm from. But yeah, it was time to go.
Yeah, and so I feel that because even my trip driving from Philly was like 2.5 days, and then I stopped in Chicago. So imagine riding through the snow in Ohio, then you're in Chicago, like dead ass cold. It was still different, yeah. But when did you start getting interested in music?
So when I was little, like just since I can remember, that's always what I wanted to do, being a singer. I would practice and, just like watch on TV like Britney Spears and stuff like that. So I just always knew that I wanted to do music, and that kind of just stuck with me throughout my whole life. And I just stuck with it and just kept going.
You know how old you were?
Oh gosh, like literally probably like 4 or 5. Like,
damn.
I just always knew like that's what I wanted to do.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
You didn't do like classes or nothing, choir, chorus, nothing like that?
I mean, I took choir in high school, but I think I grew up in I didn't grow up there, but I went to high school in a very small town, 21 in my class, 9 people in choir. So it wasn't much adding to my talent, I guess. But no, I just kind of taught, practiced and would like play back myself and be like, oh, I need to fix that. Oh, I need to work on that. And just kind of went from there.
You know, it's crazy because a lot of big artists these days are blowing up in these small towns. Like towns you don't need, but like Jack Harlow, like from Kentucky. And even that was from Kentucky that blew up, Bryson Tiller. Yeah, I'm not sure if I say his name right, but I've been noticing like you don't have to like make it in the bigger cities these days. Talent comes from small towns now. They just have to go to the places and just represent, and that's what happens. Because I've been noticing a lot of artists these days are breaking in these little hick towns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think social media helps a lot with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You think Britney Spears was like your inspiration to start all this, or what?
I don't know. Because like I said, like I don't even remember what really started it, because I was so young, and I just know that was just always like what I felt. But I know she was definitely a big inspiration of mine for sure. I love Britney Spears.
What video of Britney did you like? Was it the schoolgirl one? Because I got different versions of Britney.
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Yeah. The
hair fucking, especially now, she be going off on Instagram now. Like, how you feel about that? Like,
I feel like she went through a lot in her life.
Yeah.
And you know what? She's also, how old is she? So you have to think like she's kind of older. Like not people her age are really like in the.
Do you feel like she just got
like wilding out now?
Like, oh, what? This we can do now? I can do this now. Wow.
Yeah, that too.
I feel like her own independence now. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. I'm like, go get it, girl.
Yeah.
Old. Now she could.
So how fast does it take you to come up with a song? Like when you're like in the studio and you working? Because I listen to some of your music and I be like, damn, yo, this girl can write some cool songs. Like I wonder, like
live a couple times.
Yeah, I wonder what's her thought process.
Get her on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
What's her thought process? What inspires you to create these songs, and how do you find like the right melody, the right music, as far as for your style? Like how do you find that stuff?
Yeah, so for some of my music, I have worked with other writers. But personally, when I write, it kind of just varies. Sometimes I can write a whole song within 5 to 10 minutes. And other times, I have to write a verse here, come back a week later, or even a month later, write the hook, and kind of go from there. As far as inspiration, I think life events for me.
So your music's more personal than anything.
Yeah, definitely.
I did that a lot.
Yeah.
I grew up in choir and chorus, and I used to sing and stuff. But when I'd write, all my music was very personal.
Yeah.
like breakups and when I was in love. And,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's very hard for me to just kind of look at something that I haven't experienced myself and take it from that. But I have gone through a lot of experiences myself. So
That's cool, because I always wondered that, because one of my best friends, he wrote the song "Teach Me How to Love" for Music Soul Child, and he wrote a lot of songs. What he wrote for Chris Brown too, a couple of songs for him, and I was like, bro, how do you come up with these songs? How you be writing? And it's a process, because he said that he, being around people that was like either better than him or like him, to help him to be better, be what the writer he became, because
you got to surround yourself with people that are on the same mindset as you or better than you, just to help you push forward.
Because it's amazing, because even writers, I feel like when you're a writer, it's totally different from singing the song, because you have to like put yourself in the position of the artist, or if you are the artist, you have to have the emotions of what you're writing and what you're feeling. So where do these emotions come from? Do you have like do you have like ever went through like something in your life, in your life that like
Bar Talk TV
put you in a place where as though Jack and Coke, Jack and Coke, that puts you in a place where as though it's like, I feel like writing something like this today, or I feel like, creating something that's more positive, or more like I'm in love or I broke up, because they have to come from a place. Even when people write you the song, you can't just sing the song without feeling what they're giving you.
And even with past writers that I've worked with, I've told them my story and kind of wrote from that. But yeah, I was just gonna say too, it's kind of hard for me to write, more of a positive song or something, because most of my experiences, my childhood was very rough, a lot of abuse, physically, emotionally, just all of it, and pretty drastic at that too. So I had to work through that, and now I'm kind of being able to touch on that subject, which I had to work through that first to even be able to get to there. And then I experienced, going through that kind of led me to experiences of heartbreak and other things like that. But I am reaching a point now in my life that's more positive and more uplifting. So I'm hoping I can start writing about that as well too. So
that's good.
Yeah.
I've noticed that a lot of artists went through like child trauma.
Yeah.
And they have just like those strong emotions, and like they let them out in their music. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Now, another question, is your family like supportive of your music? Like, do they like your music? Like, how do they feel about it?
They've never really been like, so my family isn't the most like upfront and supportive, I wouldn't say, in the first place. They've never really been very like unsupportive. Well, now. But growing up, there was a lot of kind of like, oh, you can't sing, like, oh, this and that, which was hard. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which was hard.
How did you break that? Like, what made you overcome? Because it's hard when a family like tells you that, because y'all grew up together, y'all share a lot together.
I think I've just always had something in me that was like, if you tell me no, like, well, then I just want to do it and prove you wrong. So,
got you.
So maybe it helped.
Mine's mostly like, that's your last drink, we gotta go home. I'm like, really? All right, watch this.
Yeah.
I always felt like even like I could dig that, but I say for myself, like, my family had no clue. Like they knew like certain things that I can do, but when they realized everything else, it was like, I'm on TV, I'm traveling, I'm doing different things, I'm busy, and then they realize, oh wow, you really did this for real.
And I think now I'm kind of getting more of the like, I'm proud of you and things like that. That would have been nice to receive earlier, but I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah.
So
makes you, I guess, makes you more stronger, and then as well, when you receive compliments, it doesn't like you don't take it today. It's like, thank you, but I'm still.
Did you pull support from someone else besides your family?
I mean, I've definitely had really good friends along the way, but I also had a lot of people that were not very supportive, and a lot of bullying and things like that I went through as well. So for a time there, it was really hard, and I really felt secluded and just kind of like I had no one. But yeah.
Was there any support?
We have a lot in common. That's crazy.
Was there any support, like inspirational, like support, like somebody? Because I know you have like a different crew of friends that you hang with now. Do you feel as though like they more give you that support and energy that you need when you performing and on stage?
Like now I have I feel a lot of support. And even in the last few years that I spent back home, I feel like I had a lot of support from the team that I was working with back home.
Yeah.
On my music wise. And without them, like I don't even know where I would be right now. So, I definitely have received support somewhere along the way, but I just didn't receive that in my like adolescent and probably up to like, I don't know, about 18 or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Because I think that being said, we should probably play one of her songs.
I think we should.
Before that, though, my account just got like hacked or something, and it took me out of my account. It's still playing the episode on my page and on Bar Talk page, but it's not showing the comments. So if you want to pull up your phone, we can see the comments.
Oh yeah.
And it's playing on YouTube also, so you guys can probably comment off of that.
Whoever's hacking Jacob's page, you better stop.
Yeah, y'all fucking with me right now. Fucking with my business. So the first one?
Yeah.
Get You Back?
Yeah, that's the one I just dropped.
Okay.
Shout out to Explicit. Shout out to Heather. Got you over here.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, usually it's in the area out.
I left my heart in your bed. I took a billion pics last night with no company. He said you're no one to impress. I still do my best every time there's opportunity. I like to make you jealous. I like to miss your phone calls too. I like to make you confused. I like to do these things to you, 'cause I like to get back. I like to get back at you. Oh, I like to get back. I like to get back at you. Boy, I like to get you back, babe. Get you back, babe. Get you back, babe. Get you back. I've been in my petty bag for a minute. I don't play to lose, yeah, you know I'm winning. Playing all your strings like a violinist. I'll send you the voicemail, they won't listen. You can go to voicemail, you can go to hell. Frankly, I don't really care if you cannot tell. I should let our ship sink and let this new one sail. But the part I hate the most is I know you could tell. Get you back, get you back, get you back. Get you back, babe. Get you back, get you back. Get you back, babe. Get you back. You're angry, take it out in the sheets. Addicted to how we make up with me. If you're angry, take it out in the sheets. Love the way you make up with me. Get you back, babe. 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 Get you back.
Because I got artists coming from
We're
Philly.
back. Amazing.
Amazing
voice. It's a great
Hit you
song.
back, hit you back, hit you back.
I don't hit men anymore.
She said anymore.
I hit you back. Man, that was
so you used to hit men.
If they hit me first.
Wow.
But that was
That's
amazing.
crazy.
I really enjoyed the song. How long does this take you? Like, what's your process in the studio to come up with these songs? Like, I know like Rihanna, when she's in the studio, she turns off all the lights
Yeah.
and she gets in the zone. You know.
So I actually haven't written in a studio. I usually write beforehand and then take it in there and go. I think I like to be alone when I'm writing, and but sometimes I just, I do like the lights low. I'll like light some candles and incense, kind of just, vibe. Or sometimes I like to go outside and just be in a new scenery.
Yeah.
I really love nature and being outside. So.
Yes. Yeah, I feel that because that's how it takes for me. Like to make music, I have to feel inspired, not by just the artist, just by life. So I have to go and see different things and experience different things, and then I'm able to create something different. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Or sometimes, shoot, I'll even be laying down, like about to fall asleep, and I'll just have like something pop in my head, and I'll write in my notes really quick.
Yeah. And I noticed too, like I saw one of your videos that you put out recently. That was more like I like the vibe. It was more classy and sexy. That's your style that you're going for, class, sexy, more like vibe, more like you remind me of like I'm getting like a what is kind of like missing in this kind of era as far as like female artists, because I really don't hear too many. It's dope female vocalists besides like you got like SZA, her. It's different. They got the vibes, but it's just like right now when I feel like with music, sometimes people forget that women are classy and sexy.
Yeah,
they should show a different side of themselves, not about twerking and all about trying to get money off of a guy. You should be able to like be a lady and show your value in a different way. And I feel like music and what I hear in is classy. Like it reminds me of like back in the day, the 90s vibe, John B.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? Like give me that 90s vibe. That's why I like kind of like your sound too, because I'm OG.
Yeah.
I'm OG.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think women want to get back to that too. I think maybe I don't know. I think people are so guarded nowadays.
Yeah. How do you separate your personal life from your music? Like, how do you do that? Because I know it's probably hard to write, and then you gotta like handle your everyday and stuff like that. How do you do that?
So I'm still kind of figuring that out.
Okay.
Because when I moved here, my personal life, as far as my personal life, it's really kind of just working and kind of like, obviously hanging out with friends and stuff like that. But I'm very goal driven, very motivated. So a lot of my personal life is just kind of figuring out how to get to the next step.
Yeah.
But before I moved here, I had a lot more time. I was kind of living more of a entrepreneurial lifestyle.
I hear that.
So it's definitely been a transition for me trying to work like the 9-to-5 type of lifestyle and kind of like balance that out. And that's still something that I'm kind of trying to find that balance.
You have to
there.
like push yourself sometimes. You're like, I'm so tired. I want to take a nap.
Yeah.
But, you gotta get up and do this song, or you gotta get up and do this.
Yeah, but yeah, you make time for what you want. So
yeah, I feel that because for me, I feel like that's kind of like where I'm at too as well. Like I have a 9-to-5 as well, and then as well on the weekends I'm a full-time DJ, as well as running City Boys West with the events and different things. Just sometimes it's like you need to like a break. You need to be like, hey, I'm either gonna take a nap or I want to travel somewhere and just see something different. What do you usually do to balance that? Like, how do you balance like when you feel like it's coming too much on you? Do you have somebody that just be like, just come and just be like, hey, shut it down. We're going just take it to relax.
Yeah. So, like we said before, like now I do have like a really good support system around me, and you know, they help a lot. They kind of help me get out of my head because I'm somebody that lives in my head quite a lot.
Usually a lot of artists do.
Yeah.
What artists don't?
But yeah, just kind of, you know, just I do like to travel. I do like to experience. I feel like every time I go somewhere new, I experience something, I learn something, and it opens my mind. So I do like that. But even if it's not that, you know, just getting out of the house and just, you know, we went to Top Golf today, or just something little, just to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Just anything that can get me to be in the moment really helps me.
Top Golf. I heard it turns into like almost a club at night.
We went at the wrong time.
Yo, Top Golf, especially on the East Coast, Top Golf be popping, man. When they brought it out here, I was like, I got Top Golf out here? Top Golf be popping in Philly.
People have invited me. I'm like, did I get a fucking golf? Fuck that. And then I heard that.
we
DJing
used to be DJing up in Top Golf, killing it. Like, but yeah, it's definitely something you got to do. Like, I remember going to the ASCAP event in June. They was saying that one of the most important thing as an artist, you got to know how to put down the pen, put down the pad, put down whatever you're doing, and just live your life like a normal human being, then get back to it. Because when you start not liking it and it start to become work, then that's when everything that you enjoy doing goes out the door, because you're looking at it as I got to get this done.
Right.
I got to get done by this time.
Yeah. I think sorry.
No, you good. You good.
I think you also start losing inspiration.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah. And that's how I feel like with me, like I have to I don't just work with anybody, or I don't just do anything. I have to feel inspired, or I've had to see something in somebody. And that's where, even with me, I hope people's like, when they work with me, they have to see something and be inspired, because it's all about, you got to work with the right people that can get you to the next level, not the right people, not the wrong people that's trying to hold you down, and you got to be babysitting them and different things. And that's why I felt like when my coming up with City Boys and the years I was doing with City Boys, I had a lot of people that was just around me that wasn't serious, and they was around for the party. And because, like I said, when I DJ in clubs, they gave me bottles. And I was getting paid a lot of money because I was bringing a lot of people, and I was the headliner DJ. And when I started realizing that people wasn't there for me, they was there for themselves, that's when I started cutting, and I started having like a smaller circle. And as well, I'm more like an introvert. Like, people don't know, like I'm fine by myself. Like, you might see me travel to different places just to go look at water. Not too many people want to do that with me. They want to go party. They want to go party, go to the club. They don't want to go just chill at the beach.
I'm more of a camping person. I'll go camping by myself with me and my son.
Yeah, there you go.
Lemon and shit. That shit's.
It's dope, right? Yeah, it's dope when you could just do normal shit. Like, just go, especially coming from like a different city. Like you say, you from a different place. I'm from a different place, and you come out here and you see the mountains and you see the roads and everything. You're just like, this is beautiful, beautiful scenery. Like, I want to go touch it.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel when I came out here.
Like, you can drive 30 minutes that way and you're in like a whole forest.
There you go, bro. That'd be bugging me out sometimes. Like, I do stuff like that. I will go and just take photos and go different places, just because that's my way. I like be like an outlet, like for myself, like because I have other stuff that I like to enjoy doing, like go bike riding and different things that's not involving music or anything.
You don't see no kids on bikes no more. It's mostly crackheads.
I like to go on those mountain trails, bro. I'm like one of them guys that be jumping off the ramps and doing all that crazy shit. Like, that's me. Like, I like to go for the thrill.
Fall and break some shit.
I probably will break some shit though.
I used to try to skateboard when I was little, but I had all the elbow pads, knee pads, wrist guards.
Oh, you had the helmet on too? Oh man, I had no helmet, no nothing. I was out there banging up my knees and everything.
I think I was in like fourth grade.
I wanted to be a BMX rider.
We had bikes with nothing. We fall.
My homie made a bike up from a stationary bike, like you know how them bikes that you ride that don't move. He literally made like that into a bike. Like, I like, wow, so, that's crazy.
So how many tracks have you dropped so far?
Oh gosh, let's think. So my first album, I want to say, is like 12 to 15 songs. I couldn't tell you exactly, but I dropped my first album and then I think about 4 singles. So somewhere around there. So
do you have a favorite one?
One of my favorite ones, which I know is really, really popular, is One Missed Call. And I know that's touched with a lot of people. When I was, was I 13? I think I was 13. I had a suicide attempt, and I struggled with like self-harm for quite a few years during that age range. And so that was kind of a video about that. And I know a lot of people that have, messaged me about that song, and it's just really touched with them. And that's definitely one of my favorites as well. But I really do like, off of my first album, 10 Pieces. That was one that I really liked. And the 12 Rounds, that's featuring Jay Tovin from Back Home. Those are probably my favorite ones for sure.
Should have sent us all these songs. We could have.
How long does it take you to come up with these songs? Like, that's very good. Like, these songs that you create, like, does it take days, hours, right away? I know, like, you might just come up with a hook. Like, what is your, like, how long does it take you when you hear the beat and you be like,
Yeah.
Or you just be like, I'm just feeling this. And
sometimes I write a song without a beat, and then I go search for a beat to kind of fit it. And usually in that process, it can take me like I said, like maybe like an hour or sometimes even like 10 minutes. The One Missed Call was actually written by a writer in Atlanta. And that was a process where, for the first night we had sat down, and I told him like my whole life story.
Yeah.
So, and then the next day he had like 5 songs that I went in and I recorded, and that was probably like a 2 to 3 day process to record them all. The album that I'm writing personally right now, most of those songs I've written myself within about an hour or 2, and then some of those, there's probably like 3 or 4 in there where I had to come back to it. And there's even songs where I've written like half of the song, and then I'm like, don't know if I like this, but I kept it. And then like 6 months later, I'm like, no, I like that a lot, so we're gonna like rock with it.
I've done
and
that
I finish
where
it.
I was concentrating on one song, and then like something else will pop up, and I'll start writing this one, and then like I'll see like one verse, and I'm like, oh, that would go good over there, and then like switch it over here, and
right.
I do that with beats too.
Yeah.
Like I'll start on a beat, and then it's either two. Like I could make up a beat in 10 minutes, or it might take me a couple of days, or it might take me a couple of months. I don't like to force the process.
Yeah.
I feel like I like to like have fun, and as well, I want people to enjoy the music when it's presented to them.
Yeah. And me being like, I'm a perfectionist for sure. So and I can feel it when I know like the songs that come just so easily. Like I know like that just like came like, the other ones I can tell when it's forced, and I don't think anything's bad about them, or, people probably like them too. But personally, I'm just like, there's just something subconsciously that's like, no, that's not it. And I think it's because I can tell, like that was a little forced.
Have you ever made songs where as though you might not feel it, but your fans loved it?
Yeah. I think just a lot of things in my life, I've always kind of had a lot of self-doubt, which I think comes from, being so negatively talked to throughout my life growing up. Confidence is something I've definitely struggled with, not in my music, but just in everything. And other people are like, no, girl, like that's awesome, or this, whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. Always for me, it's like it'd be times where as though like some songs or these I made, I'm like, you like that? I'm like, okay, it's yours, bro. And then it ended up being a hit. I stopped making music for myself and just started making music to heal people. Kind of thing. Like I stopped putting myself in a box kind of thing when I started creating music. And especially like you said earlier about the doubters, I felt that because growing up in Philly, you get, especially it's so diverse. Philly is so diverse. You don't get just one thing. You get multiple things. And then when you DJ in clubs where as though you got different nationality, different ethnic groups coming from different places, you got to know how to please everybody. So it taught me a lot about how to read a crowd, Especially being a music producer. I feel as though I have the advantage, especially me being used to be a dancer. I have an advantage over everybody because I can feel the dance floor, I can see the dance floor, and I know how to make people move. So
Right.
when I'm always creating, it's not just me making it. I'm making it whereas though I can see how people can move or how you need to how we gonna move, how you gonna move in the
Yeah.
video. And that's the advantage I have that some people don't know that about me. Like was one of talented individuals that came out of my city. I learned from a lot of the greats in my city, and I'm humbled. My job is now like to pass it on and take it to the next
Yeah.
level, take it outside of Philly. But I always see that in people like out here, like some of them have that potential to take it outside of Tucson, but they just sometimes don't see themselves until somebody else does it, and they be like, "Dad, that was supposed to be me."
Yeah. And honestly, I know I always knew like something, like I said, I always knew I wanted to be a singer. I always stuck with it for a reason. And I always kind of just like had this feeling, you know, because I started my music journey, well, officially by making music videos in my bathroom, you know, and I just knew, I was like, you know, this is gonna do something for me.
Cool. That's cool.
And you know, like you said, like even though I like knew that, I did struggle a lot with like the confidence thing. And if it wasn't for, you know, Tommy Lou back home and my team that I had worked with, you know, they kind of put that into me. That was like, no, like, you know, because they invested into me and so much time and you know, money and everything else. And that kind of helped me realize, like, even though I know this in my spirit, I don't really know it right here, right now. And
how has the town been taken to your music recently, since like your performances and your release of your new video? You know, for myself, I could say personally that you're like a breath of fresh air.
Oh, thank you.
You're like,
yeah,
thank
thank
God,
you.
there's
Something different, right?
Oh God,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I appreciate that.
No offense to your artists out there in Tucson, but y'all got to do something different. I'm just being honest with y'all. Y'all can't come with the same shit. Because especially for me, being a producer that want to work with you or want to do something with you, if you're too busy trying to sound like what I'm already hearing on the radio, I don't want to work with you. I want to work with something that we can create our own sound, create the next, because that's what it's about. If you're trying to sound like these artists that's on the radio, just stop. Just stop. Just hang up the shit down and just give it up. You gotta be different. You gotta be creative. You gotta be your own. And I'm just saying this because coming from Philly, coming from the bigger city, you're gonna get chewed up when you go to the East Coast. You're gonna get chewed up when you go to LA. You're gonna get chewed up when you go to these places because they looking for talent. You gotta be creative. You gotta think outside the box. You gotta think about your fit. You gotta think about how you're gonna your makeup, your dances, your hair, everything matters as an artist. And as well, you gotta come already ready. If you're looking for somebody to dress you up and put you together, them days are over. They're not going to sign. You got to already have a team that's ready to go, and as well as you have to put the money out and invest into yourself. And some of y'all don't want to do that.
They don't.
That's the big thing I need to be fighting when you expect for everybody to do everything for you. Put you on shows.
Casanova Maria. That you're fire, and then she just said that right now.
Oh, I love her. She's amazing.
Oh yeah, we got shout out it. So
yeah, you should probably check the comments because this is only from YouTube, like I said. So those are. So I'm sure there's more.
Hey guys.
Tanisha, we got my cousin. What's up, Heather?
Thanks for tuning in.
Ariel, that's her saying that right?
Mom, know it. Oh,
Ariel.
Yeah.
Ariel. Who else? Explicit.
What up, bro?
What up, though? So yeah, we got everybody tuned in. You know, this is what we do.
Any questions, comments?
Any questions?
Anything? Are they saying anything? Because I can't. Usually, I can like put it up there and post, and everyone will see it, but I can't. So
shout out to Brooke. Heather said, "Brooklyn Marie, vibing. Your music, your lyrics are got me. Love an awesome interview with Bar Talk City Boys West Dre Day. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Yeah, we gotta do something different. You know, we're gonna be, you know, Jacob, you know, want us to, you know,
Carter Ramsey said sing something.
bring something
Sing
different.
something.
He said sing something.
Oh gosh, let me think of something that I've been writing. Okay. This will be on my album. Let me see. I have a sore throat right now, but no, I am not okay. Why would you ask me that? I know you see it on my face. Every time you come back, I know you see all the pain, but you don't really care about that. No, you don't really care like that. You only care about your stack. You only care about your stacks. That's what I got right now. Thank you.
Listen, guys, that was refreshing, yo. That was refreshing. Listen, we're coming from, like I said, coming from the big city when you got Jill Scott, Music Soul Child, Jasmine Sullivan. When you come from the city where as though it's all about raw talent. Thank you. I needed
Thank
that.
you.
I needed that.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out
needed
to
that.
Carter
I
for
needed
saying
that.
that comment. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So who, if you could collaborate with, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. Oh man. You know, I get a lot that I hear like I sound like Amy Winehouse. And I do love Amy Winehouse. But that's a really tough question, you know. But off the top of my head, like she was the first person that came to mind. Just her story and her journey, you know. Not everything that I agree with, but
Yeah.
Like that Valerie song.
I heard, but when I first
like
heard
the
her,
one
I
when
did her Amy
Bruno Mars-
Winehouse, but I'm like, if Amy Winehouse could be on a trap beat.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that'd be dope. You get what I'm saying? But
You know the tribute that Bruno Mars did when she died?
Mm-mm.
When he sang Valerie? He sang it different.
I got to hear
beat.
it.
It's so awesome.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I got it from. I didn't even know who she was until that.
yeah.
And then heard the song when he sang it. I was like, oh shit. And then I heard the original. I was like, oh shit. That's
But even like
Yeah.
people say The Weeknd sound like Michael Jackson sometimes. Like,
yeah.
but I look at it like this: like you can be inspired and almost sound like these artists, but The Weeknd sounds like The Weeknd. His whole production, his sound, his look is him. And
Yeah.
you can be inspired, but eventually there's gonna be a Brooklyn Marie.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have little young girls that's gonna be like, I want to sing like you, I want to be like you, because the sound is what they saying. Your sound is that the top tier of where as though you can get a Grammy.
Yeah.
You can go and do something in that type of realm. Because that's when as a producer, when I hear that, I'm like, oh, we can go get a bag. We can go do something. But it's just that we're not going to do it Amy Winehouse way.
Right.
We're going to do it Brooklyn Marie way. You know what I'm saying? This is what we saying. You can compare, but I didn't hear like artists that like I said, my friend that wrote Teach Me How to Love for Music Soul Child. He almost sounds like Music Soul Child when he sings. So that's why it was easy for him to write for him, because they was able to hit some of the same melodies. And as well as he knows how to write for artists that for their sound kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some artists like you, for like The Dream, he's an amazing songwriter. He wrote so many amazing
songs. I listened to him
songs.
a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, so and some of the songs he wrote, he wrote that? Really? That was him? Even Nas, like he wrote Getting Jiggy With It for Will Smith.
Okay.
And you wouldn't even think that. Even Rick Ross wrote a lot of songs and jingles for people that's not his style, but he made some hits
Yeah.
and made a lot of money. So it's always cool, man. It's always cool.
Yeah. You know, a lot of artists talk about like the sacrifices they've done for their music and stuff. Do you have any sacrifices you've done? You've gone through, you know.
I think I don't know if I would really consider it a sacrifice, because like I said, this is something that I wanted to do since I can remember. There's never really been any other path that I wanted to take. But I do sometimes wonder, you know, because I am a very intelligent person. I've always been intelligent, always excelled in school. So sometimes I do kind of wonder, like, if I took a different path, if I might be somewhere else in life.
Yeah.
as far as, you know, financially and, you know, kind of, but I don't know if I would really consider that a sacrifice because I'm happy with where I'm at and I'm happy with the route that I took. But I think that would be the only thing that, because I can't think of like, oh, I've had to like sacrifice this to be here or, you know.
Like time with kids and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like
that's usually like the
I
main-
don't have children, and a lot of the relationships that I did make along the way, I don't know how true they really were.
Yeah.
Anyways, and the true relationships that I have made along the way have been through music.
Mm.
So, but I would say that it does kind of dawn on me right now, like, you know, should I have gone to school or should I have done this? Which I mean, I still can, but I'm happy with the route that I took.
You should be.
Yeah.
So, what is your most like proudest moments in the industry? Like your most proudest moments, like so far?
My proudest moments definitely would probably have to be, you know, the. You're not going for what? My proudest moments definitely when I did the Mozzie song. I have the feature with Mozzie, Mixed Emotions. When that video hit, I think it's over like, it's gotta be like at 170 some thousand now, and that's like unpaid promotion.
So
like
that was
that's
Mozzie,
just,
like Mozzie the artist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
He's a good artist. I like.
Yeah,
Mozzie.
I also have a feature with Band Gang Lonnie.
That's cool.
So you know, those are probably my top two features. But when that video hit that many views, just organically, that was a really big moment for me. It was also bittersweet because that was a time in my life that I was in a lot of pain and kind of like just not motivated to really, you know, I don't think I looked bad or anything, but not motivated to really get nice and dress nice in that video. So it was definitely a bittersweet moment, but that was a great moment for my music. And trying to think of another moment. When I went to Atlanta, when they had taken me and flown me out to Atlanta, that was just amazing. And that was
that made you like just feel like how the art is supposed to be treated and
and just that somebody, you know, like they believed in me so much, and the fact that I was able to, you know, kind of network and to be in a vibe that was like just to kind of see like,
that's cool.
Oh, there's other people as well, you know, that like think I'm really talented. And yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
I know I've seen you perform multiple times, and you did a great, amazing job. That's why I really wanted to get you on the show. How many shows have you done?
Gosh, the shows that I've done out here would be the majority. I think I did a couple back home. And let's see, when did I drop my album? 2018 or 2019. And so the pandemic kind of hit not too long after that, a couple years after that. And during the time right before the pandemic hit, I was already, you know, that's when I was working on going to Atlanta and working on my next songs and everything. So I wasn't really performing a lot like that. So when I moved out here is when I really started, well, first I had to do like my healing and things like that. But then when I was like, okay, I'm ready, that's when I started doing the performances. And so it hasn't really been that many, actually, just the ones that I've done out here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I'm glad I got to experience.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just glad you guys, like the Tucson community has been really welcoming. Really welcoming and really supportive, you know? So that's just awesome. That's also not something, you know, I received a lot of support back home. But it's just, it's different. And, you know, I think that's for everybody.
Yeah.
That is cool. Well,
so I was going to show, you have a teaser of a new video that's coming out, right? You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah. This is the latest video that I just dropped. I think we played the song right beforehand.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this one.
Yeah, that was the song. Cool. But this is the video. I just dropped it. I actually worked with, so I had actually recorded this video before, in Nebraska. And I had shot with Jobs1 on Instagram, if you want to look him up. But he's he is an amazing videographer,
Mhm.
and he did an amazing job.
He
And
did a good job. I saw the video.
Well, no, not this one.
Oh,
That's what yeah.
Oh, okay,
We
okay.
had shot the video
Oh, got you.
before, but like I said, I kind of came out here and did like some healing and had turned a new leaf, so I wanted to redo the video.
Oh, okay, okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Can't wait to
Yeah.
see it. Let's get
And
it.
I shot this with Shot by Hatch, who's in
Nice.
Phoenix. And
Nice.
he did a great job.
He did a great job. I like it. I like
Thank
it.
you.
I like
Okay,
it a
here we
lot.
go. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Eat.
I left my heart in your bed. I took a billion pics last night with no company. He said you're no one to impress. I still do my best every time there's opportunity. I like to make you jealous. I like to miss your phone calls too. I like to make you confused. I like to do these things to you, 'cause I like to get back. I like to get back at you. Oh, I like to get back. I like to get back at you. Boy, I like to.
So that was her teaser video, and we're gonna take a quick short break to use the restroom real quick, and we'll be right back. Cool. So we're back. Quick restroom break. So tell us about the video. When are you gonna drop it?
Oh, I
Like,
just
the
dropped it actually.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's out. It's on YouTube. Brooklyn Marie official music video. Get You Back. You can find it. Or my Instagram, Brooklyn Marie 15. I spell Brooklyn with an I. You can find it there.
Can you ask him if he can drop it in the comments? The link to the YouTube video in the comments. Can you do that?
Oh yeah.
Please. Thank you.
Yeah, I just dropped that. I think it was last week.
Cool.
Yeah.
So everyone that's been watching since the beginning of the show, thank you. And I'm gonna let Brooklyn here choose from the people in the comments, probably from your phone because we can't see all the people. Whoever wants calls wings and things, a dozen of chicken wings for free. Cool. Let's do that.
Okay.
You can pick anyone random. They got to be from Tucson, though.
Okay.
I can't move.
Oh, you went out, huh?
Yeah.
Who was the one lady that commented?
Oh, Heather.
Yeah, Heather. She left a nice
Heather?
comment.
Heather.
Okay. We'll give it to Heather then. Heather, if you're still watching, just say hi or something, and we'll contact you if you're from Tucson, and we'll give you some free chicken wings.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. So that video, how did it come about? What was the idea behind it? You know what I mean?
So it was kind of like a process, but I wanted to do, kind of like the idea behind it was that I was, at home. It was our anniversary, and my man was off with another woman, and
Oh shit.
and so I had another man come by. This isn't maybe what I would do in real life. Maybe when I was 19, this is what I would have done. But yeah, no. So I had another man come by, and kind of the idea was just kind of from the lyrics, like I left my heart in your bed, and I want to get you back. And so that was kind of how the idea came about.
Revenge.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which I I was a very
That's great.
revengeful
Toxic
person
shit.
before. Now I realize, you don't hurt anybody but yourself. But yeah, it was, and it was a process, because, it's easy to just shoot a video where you're just kind of like, your performance scenes, or where you're like in, with people behind you or with cars behind you. It's easy to do that, but to actually have like the storyline, like you kind of have to like, I had to like write this stuff out on my notes, and I had to prepare for like, took me probably like 3 weeks, because you start thinking of things like, oh, like I need that if this is gonna, if it's all gonna tag along together. And so it's definitely a process. And then even in the editing, there were certain things that we saw that was like, oh, this isn't working, or this doesn't really, they're not going to really get the full picture if we don't, have this or that. So it's a different process than just filming and putting it together. But I think it really turned out great, and I'm happy with it.
I've directed a couple of music videos before.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
The concepts, do you come up with your own concepts?
So for most of them I have. I've also had, with my previous videos, a lot of help from Tommy Lou back home. But even for this video, that was definitely 100% my concept, and kind of directing it as well. And then for one of my previous videos, the Let You Go video, that was kind of my concept as well, where I had like this shadow that was kind of like peeking around corners and looking at me, and in the end, it was like me and this shadow came face to face, and then you saw like I was the shadow, like it was me. And that was my concept as well. I had came up with that, and
that's cool.
Yeah.
So when you usually write in your music, do you ever think about like how the video is going to be too as well, like how you picture it all from the
Not
beginning to
really.
the end? Or
Not really. I usually like come up with a video afterwards.
Got you. Once you figure it out, all right,
Yeah.
let's do this. Got you. Now, do you usually travel? Like, I know you do shows here. Do you have you traveled anywhere outside, like, with your music performance? Anywhere like
Not performance wise. I know
Kevin Sanchez said
I know they do want me to go back home at some point and do a show there again as well.
Crazy time in work.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it does. I just recently
Takes a lot. Takes a minute.
did a video, so I definitely understand. What else I like to ask you is, how many shows have you done, and what's your favorite one bad, and what's your which one was bad? What's your favorite good one, and which one was your least favorite one? I should say.
Maybe your performance.
You don't gotta say the
Hottest
exact
moment.
show. You
Yeah.
can be like, you know, you don't gotta.
Yeah, because I
Detail,
couldn't
yeah.
exactly tell you. I think my favorite one, even though it was definitely a learning experience and a learning curve, you know, one of my favorite ones is the first show that I did, and just because, like I'm a very like grateful person, and when there's an actual like real moment there for me, or where like something comes from somebody else that I can like feel that like or be grateful for that really touches with me. So the first show that I did was actually with another artist, and he had brought me out, and you know, the whole club was packed, and you know, and after the show he was like, you know, you brought so much to my album, you brought so much to the show, like thank you. Cool. And it's like moments like that really just hit with me. The performance that I least like would definitely be the only performance that I did in my actual hometown, which is Norfolk. Just because I think it was too much of a comfortable environment for me that I don't think I held myself as professionally as I would have liked to.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, it was still great. I'm still, you know.
Yeah.
But
do you still get that adrenaline rush that you did from the beginning, from your first show to like now?
Oh yeah, but I think it's more anxiety than that adrenaline rush. Yeah.
Who's your general audience, I should say?
As far as
like, before you usually like notice that's more into your music, that you be noticing like there be women, men.
Yeah, I would definitely say women, anywhere from like the ranges of like, you know, teenage to like a little bit older than me, which I'm 26. So anywhere from, I'd say about like 15 to like 30, 35. I've definitely
you can, like,
noticed.
relate to your music more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like with the one Miss Call and the songs like that, the ones that kind of touch on like the depression and stuff like that, definitely the younger.
A lot of people relate to that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I can relate to everybody, but I get more messages and people from that, I think, from
That's always feel like female artists usually attract more females.
Yeah.
And I feel like, because I watch like, even from reality show stars to artists come and do guest appearances at clubs and different, you know, events, there's always more of a female audience that come out and support. I guess it's something they can relate to, because I remember when shout to Fats, they brought out Tink.
Yeah.
And I DJ'd that event, and I looked out in the crowd, there was more females than it was guys, even though like guys, you know, they too bull for this, man.
Yeah.
Trying to hear this R&B, you know, but there was a lot of females, and the females was into it, and that's dope, you know, that, you know, you can attract people, your women can relate to you, or they can feel something in the lyrics that they was dealing with their significant other or a situation in their life. So I always say that music can connect, you know, with people in a different way, and that's what I always think about when it comes to making music. You want to be able to connect with people on a regular day-to-day type of thing, that they can, I know what this like, I know what this feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I can say, like, I know people compare you to Amy Winehouse. Have you ever been compared to anyone else outside that frames, like
Halsey for sure.
I was about to say that too.
I hear that quite often.
Yeah. Do you think that people think that maybe not just what you're saying, but maybe because your background, because you're Caucasian, correct? Like, yeah. Do you think that they place you in that category because of race instead of like talent, even though they're talented. But I hear you like a soul artist,
Yeah,
R&B soul type artist.
I can see that, but I do think it I mean, just the voice. I mean, it's just like they are so similar. So I think that plays a big part in it. And also, you know, the way that she kind of speaks out as well about you know, depression and things like that. And she's very poetic with her, very like emotional.
Yeah.
You know, like, and not emotional in a bad way, but just being an emotional being and somebody that can touch on that. I think that also relates us.
Yeah. Because I've always, like, when I hear music too, I don't compare. I just try to relate and feel the lyrics, because sometimes when you're too busy trying to figure out who they sound like, you forget to hear the lyrics and hear the song. So I always just try to listen to what exactly is going on with the song, how you create it.
And I think with me having this album coming out that I'm working on myself, that I've written completely by myself, I think people will hear a new sound from me, and it might be able to kind of break that. Yeah,
because I feel like when you're just coming out, people are trying to figure you out kind of thing, and then once you create your own sound and your own lane, then you have your own like fan base, and now that somebody gonna want to be like Brooklyn or Ray. So, have a little young one coming up trying to sing like you. So I think that's cool.
So finally let me sign into my Facebook.
About time.
And Tanisha said, my favorite DJ. Ariel said, you're fire. Tanisha said, coming in late, does she have an album coming out soon? And do you have one out already? Ariel said, you're super raw. And yeah, they're all loving you.
Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to Ariel.
Yeah,
she's
my bestie.
Number one fan.
She is. She's a huge support system for me.
Yeah.
Which I needed.
Yeah.
And came, you know, at the right time.
So.
And this one's from YouTube.
Ah, I see you, Patrick. I hope you're doing well. Aw, thank you.
Now, when did you move to Tucson? I know it's an intern. I didn't ask you what year did you move out
It was
here.
like 2021.
So you moved out here during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's not like me.
Yeah.
I moved out here in 2021.
How did it affect you? Did it shut you down, stop you from all this stuff?
Yeah, I feel like for me, because the lifestyle change was so different, and it's what I needed, but it definitely was like a kind of like a shock, because I didn't know anybody out here at all. I didn't have a job. I'd never.
So you just packed up and came.
Yeah, I had like
Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah,
got some fucking balls. Like I can't do that.
Yeah,
shit.
I think I had $10,000, and I was like, you know, like gonna go down there and figure it out.
That sounds like me, because I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
That's why I started doing events.
Yeah, and but I've always had my CNA license, and you know, this being a retirement community kind of worked out, so I was able to, you know, figure out, you know, work right away and kind of get into the groove of things. But when I first got here, I was just working like 72 hours a week, 80 hours a week, and just just kind of putting, you know, I don't think I really wanted to deal with anything. I also didn't want to take the financial setback, I guess, you know. I just wanted to, you know, stay on top of everything and keep, but then I kind of had to go through the thing of like, okay, like this is like, you know, you moved out here for a reason, you have to slow down, like this is what God is like wanting for you. This is, you know, you made this decision so that you could better yourself. Right. And I think slowing down was like the hardest thing for me. And
that's crazy. You went out here in 2020 and now look at everything around you now.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit.
It really is. Yeah. I just had to be able to get into a place that I could see the sky. Because I think for the longest time, like I was just so focused on
just surviving and just living. Yeah, it can get like that. And you know, even for me, like for me, like moving out here and during the pandemic, I was like DJing full time, doing a lot of like everything was in entertainment was full time. And then when the pandemic happened, my dance classes, everything shut down. And for me being an artist, I had to figure out how to survive. So I remember moving out here. I remember throwing my first event and using my, you know how we got the stimulus money and everything, and you was getting everybody was getting all that big money. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just take this and
Yeah.
boom, 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 and start making moves happen. And it was a blessing because it was something that helped me get established out here, so people know who I am. They knew who of me because I was coming out here before the pandemic. I was doing events and stuff, but it just made more sense because they wanted to know who the president and CEO of City Boys was.
Yeah.
And here I am. This is, because City Boys West was one thing, but the nation is another demographics of people that is, like I said, rep it way hard. You go to Philly, you're gonna see people wearing the hoodies. You're gonna see people, City Boys everywhere you go. Like die hard City Boys back home. Shout out to everybody, City Boys on the East Coast. Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I used a stimmy check to get some equipment from the company too.
Yeah.
It's funny. I didn't even know, like, when the stimulus checks came out, I was like, I haven't worked in, like, I don't think I can get one of those. And they're like, no, you can get one. So, like, a year later, when, of course, it was still going through it, I was like, well, let me try. They're like, yeah, you're eligible. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people got equipment. Shout out to homie ATL. He got his DJ equipment with stimulus and money. So, you got to do the right thing. When some people went out here and was balling out, buying clothes and sneakers and wasn't going out. You in the house.
My shit.
Like, you in the house. Like, where you going?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to get the new Jordans, but you can't wear them nowhere. You going to wear them with a mask to the supermarket?
That's another thing. Like, Nebraska didn't really get, like, shut down like that. Like, of course, like, we had, like, certain buildings and like we couldn't go out to eat and stuff like that, but they were still, you can carry out, do, like, we weren't like trapped in our house.
Philadelphia was.
Yeah. So
Philly
I
and
think
New York was. But I wasn't out there during that time. I was here during the pandemic.
And even I think the bars, I think like maybe like 2 weeks. I think it was literally like 2 weeks that we couldn't go out. So I mean, for me, I was like, we didn't really experience that.
Yeah. Philly hurt me because the bars and clubs that I was doing my events and stuff at had either shut down or they had to change their guideline, whereas though they can't have too many people.
Yeah, that was the thing, and the mask thing. But I mean, we weren't really like, and we didn't have to stay in our houses. I didn't catch COVID until I moved here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone was wilding out here. Everybody was wilding out here, though. That's why, like, when I was out here, the malls were still open and everything. People was going shopping.
I caught that shit twice.
Yeah, me too. And I think the first time I caught it, I was like, I didn't even feel sick or anything. But the second time I got it, I definitely felt sick. I definitely was like, it wasn't like I thought I was gonna die or anything. But I thought
I was gonna die.
One time I felt that way when I got the COVID shot. The second shot fucked me up.
Yeah, and I think it was around the time I got the shot, but I didn't finish out.
Yeah. I got it bad. It's like bad.
Really?
I was in bed
I'm glad
for
you're
like
okay.
2-3 weeks. Couldn't breathe. I felt all heavy on my chest. I had to like quarantine myself in the room. Sucked.
I think if I had
that Gator Light shit saved my life.
I think if I did caught it,
Gator Light, yeah.
If I did get it, I'm probably the one that won't know that I won't have the symptoms. Like that's because like I was around, like pandemic. I was doing a lot of events and stuff like that. So I know like if I probably had gotten it, I probably didn't know that I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I took precautions of it because that's why I got my shot and everything. And then the type of job I have is like you can't be getting sick all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucked. The second time I got it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt. I wasn't like weak. First time I couldn't move. I was in bed for like 2 weeks straight.
That's crazy.
Do shit. I was all loopy and like out of it.
Yeah. What was I think the second time I got it when I got really sick was that other strand. What was that? You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah. That's why I say it's just all about now. I don't know what to believe now. There's too much going on with this whole COVID thing.
I know. I heard something about they might be shutting us down again.
Yeah,
Really?
that's
Yeah,
what
I don't. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but it's something that I just heard. I'm hoping
Fuck the
not.
government. I don't trust them. I don't
I
take no
know.
vaccine.
That's how
That
I
you made
feel.
up in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't trust that shit.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Good.
I got another question for you.
Yeah.
Besides, like, have you done anything like to get back to your community, like back home, like far as like music events or fundraisers, anything like that?
Not necessarily in that aspect. I don't think I was really so back home, like even though I was doing my music and everything like that, I was in such like a state of survival mode that even though like yeah, music was my passion and I was very focused on it, I was just so focused on yeah, just like I don't want to sound like morbid or anything, but like literally just getting to the next day without, like ending it all. So it was not until that I got here that I've really gotten kind of into the mindset of like, oh, I can do these things. And of course I had to take care of, myself to do that. But I've always, given back to people personally, when I can, or, just even like, when I did have it like that, just, giving to people. And, that is something that I want to do, is to be able to give to people, whether it be, like an event or whether it be like, conversation or it, just in any type of way. Because I am a very giving person. And I think the things that I went through in my life are so that I can help other people.
That's awesome. Because I feel that about you. I feel like if you were ever get to a point in your life, I could see you going open up like community centers or something like that.
Yeah.
Like doing something that could help young talented artists and young women that's inspired by you. Because I feel like you can be an inspiration for young girls, and as well, like you're classy. You're not out here trying to do what these other girls are out here showing and twerking on camera. And don't get me wrong, that's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. But at the end of the day, it's all about being classy.
Well, and I think it's just about I think being a free spirit, I think that's a big thing for women is they just want to kind of feel free. And I feel like they've kind of been harbored, but I feel like, because I went through like a phase myself where I just like, I don't know how to work, but I maybe not was carrying myself in the way that I do now. Yeah. And so I think I kind of understand. Yeah, I understand where that comes from, but I do like I want to send a message that like
you attract the wrong attention, and then you attract the wrong type of people that want to work with you.
That one's for you.
Shout
out Fats. What up?
I love Fats. Like he's so great. I freaking thank you.
Shout out to Fats. What up, Fats?
Yeah, Leeway's here.
Hey.
But I just I do want to send that message to women that, you can be free spirited and you can take control of things, but carrying yourself in a certain way or, all these things on social media that are like kind of like getting, people are influenced by things they see every day, whether they want to believe it or not. And I don't think the way that women are being influenced nowadays is going to help them. And, we're all, I had to go through that where I was like left at the end of the day, like, hey, these actions, even though I thought, I was like doing something, I actually was just hurting myself at the end of the day.
Because I feel like even with, with social media these days, it's like, just some of these women are setting themselves up for what men can set them up. How much is for that? How much to hit that? How much? If you promote yourself twerking on Facebook or whatever you're doing, don't be surprised when a man hits you up on a different level. And then when they get surprised about that, they don't understand that what they're putting out there.
Yeah, that's what they're offering to the world.
They're offering to the world. So if you get a disrespectful man that talks to you disrespectful, it's because you don't have no respect for yourself. And stuff like that should only be done behind closed door for a man that you truly fuck with and you truly care about. But if that's your bag and how you getting your money, cool. But don't be mad when the disrespect comes because you got dudes that just pay for pussy. They got dudes that just they go online, I give you whatever just to hit and keep it moving. Because in reality, it's just the world moves in a different way, and if you put yourself out there like that, that's how it's going to be. But if you have class, you might have this how we use the term we use in Philly, had them dickheads that will hit you up and still try to think they can move in, but it's not that simple when you set yourself up where as though you have people controlling your social media pages and stuff like that, because you don't get to hear that noise. Yeah.
Well, and I think, it comes from, because, men have been a certain, not every man, but a majority of men have been a certain way and treated women a certain way, before this. And I think it comes from a place of like, well, trying to take control of the situation and, oh, well, if this is how it is, I'm going to be in control of it.
Yeah, I feel that too.
But, I don't think that's the way that it's going to change things,
I feel like it's going to be what it
women
is.
are adapting more to what men want.
Honestly, I see women I'm surprised that's out here have OnlyFans. It seems like every woman has OnlyFans, and they're comfortable with sharing themselves, and they don't know, like, eventually, you got kids, you have grandkids, you got the answer to that. They're gonna be like, what's up with that? Or your grandmama, your mom was a hoe. And I'm not saying, like, not disrespecting none of the girls out here making their money doing what they gotta do, but I always think about, even with myself, with my son, like growing up in Philadelphia, I could have chosen a different lane of doing something that was very, very bad. I used to do some things in Philly that wasn't relating to music. Let's leave it at that. And I had to change myself because I have somebody watching me that I knew that he looks up to me, and you gotta change that, because when your kids start doing certain things and you be surprised, you gotta look how you carrying yourself. And this is with men too, for not just women, men as well, because you got men out here that live their life a certain way, and
they got OnlyFans too.
Not even just OnlyFans, it's just like they got a lot of arrogance and and pride.
And that's a good point, because it's like, it's like we live in a world that kind of is like, we're getting fucked, so it's like trying to take control and like live that different life, and so that's a good point too, because.
But I feel like but so much you're going to go so far with some of it.
Yeah, and exactly.
Content, because
even though it might be set up against you, like doing it.
Because always going to be another girl you're going to be competing with. They're going to have a different OnlyFans page, and she might do something different that you don't do. You get what I'm saying? And or she might look different. So it's just like I always say, there's always competitive race in that atmosphere, but I don't never look at it as like a long-term thing, because eventually some of these women don't understand they got to pay back taxes on some of that shit. They get screwed, things not knowing the business. They can shake their ass, but they don't know how to monetize their shit the right way. And then as well, how long your pussy can stay wet? You stay wet all night. You stay wet 5 days a week. That's what you do. Like, damn. Like, that's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just speaking because.
How long are you gonna record? Jesus.
Yeah. How long? And I'm pretty sure you're sending the same content to same dudes and just saying this is my exclusive content to you. And I understand that's the way the business works. But myself, as I feel like females these days is just like just had to have a little bit more respect for themselves as well as men, because it's like, especially me coming out to Arizona, domestic violence is crazy out here.
Oh, back home too. I've lost 2 friends to gun violence and domestic situations, and that's just losing their life. The domestic rate back home is
crazy. I feel like it's more small towns. Not saying Philly. We probably it goes on in Philly. Don't get me wrong, it goes on in Philly, but it's more common of a thing for men to just, all right, I'm gonna go upside our head real. Like, nah, bro, it's not cool. And for me, it's just like, as a man, you should be able to control yourself. That's more powerful than you put your hands on a woman. What Jay-Z said, I got 99 problems and the bitch ain't one. You get what I'm saying? You shouldn't let nobody control your feelings. And that's just how I feel like just my experience of being out here. Nothing disrespect for nobody, how they live their life, but it's a bigger world than Tucson.
Yeah.
And if you just stuck in what you do and not realizing this town is changing, I've been coming out here for over 25 years, so I'm speaking facts on what I've been experiencing, not just my couple of years of being out here. I done help people out here and help communities out here for a long period of time. So I am a Tucsonian as well. So me speaking and what I'm saying is that you're going to have people come out here from California, from different places, buying your businesses, buying the real estate because they don't deal with the bullshit. They about business. And then when you got people that got money, that little bullshit y'all talking about, your neighborhood is going to get cleaned out. And the reason why I'm talking this is because they doing it in my city. The toughest neighborhoods is now the nicest neighborhoods. And it's crazy. They done got all the drug dealers out, got all the hood, all the actions out, and now it's like one of the nicest neighborhoods. Like people from Florida lives there, like that wants to have that city experience. Because Philly is now it's like starting to be like New York.
What problems do you have?
I got 99.
That's a lot of fucking problems.
But a bitch ain't one.
I have like maybe 24 problems at the most.
But no, I just like I said, just coming from like we out of towners, but I've been coming out here for over 20 years. I done watched people grow. I done just seen this town change, but I just like that now we got refreshing artists coming in. We got refreshing talent coming in. I'm glad that the town is accepting that instead of like hating on it or pushing away, even though you still got your few that's still, but that's usually the ones that's here to change.
Well, you know, if you don't have somebody
Yeah,
saying something, you're probably not doing it right.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta make somebody envious out there.
Well, Tucson, I'm sorry, your town's about to change.
You ain't got no haters.
Nothing you can do about
You
it.
need to go find at least 5 more by the end of the week.
Either you get in that shit, right? Get in on this market that's going on right now, and get in on what's going on and be a part of it. Tucson's gonna be like a little mini Phoenix, man.
So back to OnlyFans.
No.
No.
Oh man.
Explicit, when he was on the show, he would be clowning on that shit, saying that I had an OnlyFans and I started it. And every week, every so on, he'll be like, "Oh, he has so much more followers," and blah blah. Right. So we went to the hookah lounge one night, and he was like saying that shit. We had like a little group. We're outside in the parking lot. We had the bottles in the trunk or whatever. He's like saying that shit and like fucking around, joking. We go inside, and this dude comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you got content? Can I have some content from you?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yo,
he's like, "I just want something of you, like, you know, touches." I'm like, "Dude, get the fuck away from me."
That's wild.
What the
See,
fuck?
that's when you gotta be like, "Yeah, I got you. Here's my cash app. Go ahead and send it."
You gotta
and
pay me
block.
first.
And then block.
Oh,
That's what I do.
When
I
I
sold
told him, he's
pictures
like, "You
of
gotta
my
make your
feet.
money, man."
That's
I'm like,
about it.
"Fuck you, dude. You're saying that shit too much now. Everyone's really thinking I got an OnlyFans."
And like I said, not hating on OnlyFans. Like I give it up to the girls that's doing it. You know, I just feel like that if you don't be more creative with it, you're gonna always have somebody out here that's gonna come. And
how creative could you be?
Well, some of these girls get props. They get men.
Well,
How do you know? You buying some OnlyFans?
I ain't even that.
I'll experience.
I'm Dre Day. Listen, I'm Dre Day, so I get hit up every week about
I was
you
just
know.
like, can you preview my video before I upload
People
it?
hit me up every week about me doing. I get hit up at least about a few times a day about some women sharing me their OnlyFans page, or I go through my stories and I just see nothing but women shaking their ass, twerking, or sharing their OnlyFans page. But that's what I'm seeing, and these are beautiful women. I'm just like, damn, yo.
You know,
like,
but on the upside, you know, maybe men will get tired of it, and they'll be like, you know. Maybe men will start getting tired of it, and they'll be like, "Okay,
well,
you know, and the good girls will get their props
dudes
now."
are tired of it.
Yeah.
It's just the perverts.
Sometimes you gotta lose.
They don't get those type of women are paying for it.
Well, there's
Eventually-
always gonna be those guys.
Eventually, they're gonna send you the OnlyFans, and you'll be like, "No, not like that, like this," and then you send them yours. You send them your link, like, this one's better. Watch this.
Yeah.
I need an OnlyFans for like if you want to watch me eat. I'll start an OnlyFans right now. I love to eat, but
You want to see some toes? Yeah.
But I know if I set up OnlyFans, I'm gonna make some money. It's like I'm gonna make some money, but I'm not into that stuff. I meant
What they
to.
say now they know how it feels to be a local rapper.
Papa Doc. We got Papa Doc online.
What up, Papa Doc?
Flex.
Papa Doc.
Flex is a dope artist in Phoenix as well. He's got a studio out there too.
Shout out to Phoenix. Yeah, I'll be up in Phoenix sometime. I gotta go check you out, man. I gotta check you out. I got a Phoenix studio in Phoenix I go to.
Have you traveled and done shows other places?
No, I haven't. Just here, and like I said, I've been working on my stage presence. I definitely want to look into that. But I do want to get kind of, more of a stage presence under my belt.
Mm-hmm.
So just here and back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, that's one thing like you gotta have a stage presence, because if you don't, when you go out and perform in front of a different crowd, you wanna have your own identity.
Yeah. One thing about me, like I always know okay, what I want to do, but I also always know what I need to, I'm never one to be like, oh yeah, this is great. And it's not, I know what I need to work on, and I'm willing to do that. But I always know,
How many hours do you put into your work, like when it comes to like recording, writing, just everything? Like how many hours you think you put in, like a week, a month, a day? When it comes to just you working on music, not your 9 to 5.
Right. Yeah. And it kind of just depends on that. Like this last month, I've been going through some different ups and downs with just like my personal life. So that's kind of had to like take away from that. But when I was, doing, because I was doing shows, every week or so when I first started doing the shows out here. And I would practice every day, probably for and I would get lost in it. So I'd say probably 1 to 3 hours a day. So, but yeah. And now that I'm going to the studio and stuff like that, that's kind of where my time is going now.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I have my album written.
Mm-hmm.
So I think kind of now I'm putting more work into my personal life at this moment, but I'm still going to the studio and stuff like that. But it kind of really just depends on what I've got going on.
Yeah.
You're saying you practice every day. Do you think that's like what you've done to work on your craft, to be the artist you are?
Yeah. When I say practicing, that's like my practicing as far as how I would perform and stuff like that. And then when I was writing the album, I was writing, at home, at work, when I got off of work. So I was working on it. Music was kind of everything for quite a while. But now that I do have my album written, I've kind of I'm setting up studio time right now, but I'm kind of going through transition of jobs and things like that. So it's kind of taken away from it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I still have that, still getting in the studio
Papa
and
Doc
stuff.
asked you a question.
What inspires everybody when they come up with a song? I think it's different for every artist. Personally, what inspires me is kind of the life events that I've gone through, which, I've gone through a lot of heartbreak. So, I write a lot about that, whether that be from family or men.
But she talked about it a little bit earlier, but you just jumped on. So.
Yeah, I write a lot about that, but I think it differs for everybody. That's why I think you can hear a song about this or a song about that, a happy song or a sad song.
These comments are not coming up on here still.
Okay.
Probably not.
Hello. Hello.
Papa Doc, your afro inspired me.
What up, man? Thank you for watching.
Shout out to Papa Doc. That's my engineer right there.
What's up, Black Adam?
Black Adam.
So you have any shows coming up? I think I asked you earlier.
Yeah, I believe September 9th, I want to say. I could be wrong on the date for sure, but September is my next one. I'll definitely be posting it on my Instagram, Brooklin Marie 15. But yeah, it won't be until September. Like I said, I'm taking a little bit of time off from the performing so that I can get in the studio and record this album.
Okay. What is that? Where is it going to be location? Do you have that yet?
I believe the Edge Bar.
Okay.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, as far as when you think your next project we're going to drop your next project, your album, when you think it's going to be ready? Next year?
Yeah. So kind of what we had talked about beforehand that I don't really want to go on the air with.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, so I'm thinking, I definitely want. Well, and also I want to have the album recorded, and I want 2 videos done before I even drop it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm definitely thinking in the next year.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
like that.
and maybe some singles in the meantime.
Yeah.
But
well, you have some help with us now.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
I think everyone that comes on the show, they become more like family. So we want to help and do whatever we can to help them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's been a vibe. So
For sure.
Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
In the next couple of years, oh gosh, I don't know. I definitely would say I'd still be in Tucson. I don't know if this is somewhere that I'd want to make an actual like home, like buy a house here. But those are my goals, is to kind of like work towards. I've got my credit up really well, and I've got
What's your credit score?
769.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I went up to like a 720, and it's kind of going down now. But
yeah. It'll go down and it'll go back up. Yeah, that's how.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I see myself, still, working on music, doing more shows. I would like to go, different states to do shows. And then, like I would like to buy a house and, maybe kind of get into a position where I can make money. What is it called? Passive
income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, by maybe buying some property or something like that. Just so that I can, I don't have to focus on the 9 to 5, and then I can put more of my time back into my music, like I should have done more before. But
I feel you on that. That's kind of like what happened to me. Like when I moved out here, I was in like sleeping on like someone's couch for like 6 months during 2020. Like I lost my business, my credit and everything was hurting, and like. As Jacob see like the last couple of months, like just how things been, how it's made to do certain things and move a certain way.
Yeah.
It's all about, you got to have your life in order, before you can do things, because you'd be surprised. Like, and I'm just saying this because, a lot of people don't know, like having good credit is important, especially if you're trying to make business moves.
No one taught me that shit in school.
Yeah. Especially trying to make business moves and trying to do certain things. Like I just bought another car, you know what I'm saying? I went in there, just what I wanted, no money down, and just drove out.
Well, and they have like apps like, but I didn't know back home, but what is it like? I don't know, where you can rent your car out.
Yeah.
So, there's
kind of like
there's so many different
tons
hustles.
of different avenues. Yeah.
Because I was out here doing Instacart, Uber Eats before.
Me too.
I used to hustle. And
I was doing that for a minute too.
Yeah, because I like
when
when
I
I
was
was
like a side thing.
and still throwing the parties, and you gotta like, how can I say it? You can't be embarrassed if you're going through stuff. Sometimes people, when they go through stuff, they so caught on trying to look a certain way, have fresh Jordans, fresh haircut, jewelry, whatever.
I've never bought another pair of Jordans in my life.
Last time I bought a pair of Jordans was just this past summer, one of the white ones I got. But I got a lot of collection of Jordans, but I haven't bought no pair of Jordans.
I've never worn any in my life.
And they just sitting in my wall.
I just never.
Like I just got over
into material.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I've always liked to, like I feel like when you look nice, you feel nice, you feel good, and I feel like people do have an influence on that. But as far as like name, like Louis Vuitton, stuff like I've had money to buy that stuff before, but it's never been something that like
I want to do.
Yeah, I don't care.
Take a vacation with that.
My son.
Exactly.
Like, I'd rather my son look good and have his shit.
There you go.
Me, I get a suit every once in a while because I love rocking my suits when I go out. But besides that,
it's all about you. Yeah, it's all about your kids. I'm the same way. Like my son probably wears more expensive sneakers than me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, But at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's not about you. It's about.
I get some Timbs every once in a while.
Leaving it too. Yeah. But like you said, I just think people, like, even for me as a business owner, the moves I can make is because of the way I handle my business, my credit is, it just, even like traveling different places, renting cars, I don't have to worry about nothing, because I could just here's my credit card, just take that,
Yeah.
And I think that makes it a lot easier to be an artist and to do what you need to do.
Get your finances in order.
Yeah.
and you
You
can
guys
invest
you
into
have to have
yourself.
I mean, I think being financially stable is like the main priority, and then going with your artist career, right? Because you have to have something to have like your backup plan. Or,
Yeah, especially if you want to do it independently and
Because you can do it independently. You know, it's all about you gotta have a game plan. You gotta have discipline.
yeah.
And you can't be when things start going downhill, you can't give up, because that's only a learning lesson. Because when you fail and you learn from that, and then when you get back on, then you knock it out real quick. Because there've been a lot of things that I experienced out here that I'm like, I remember going through this before.
Yeah.
I know how that feels, and
like I know what I gotta do.
I know what I gotta do, you know, and that's why I don't never like stay down so long, because I know immediately what I need to do and how I need to do it. You know, so that's the beauty of learning things, even if you fail, that you can take it as a lesson to help you with your future, or you can teach others like, hey, this was gonna happen, yo. I'm telling you.
You move forward quickly when you already know what to do.
Seriously, man.
And I think also, just like to touch on it, I don't know what everybody's like religion is or anything, but also once you go through so many things in life, you kind of realize like, oh, like God is always like,
oh yeah,
first and always got you, like
seriously.
I continue to go through things in my life, but I used to have that little panic or like freak out moment, but it kind of laxes over the years. And you're kind of like, the faith gets stronger. Like this is going to work out, like, I don't,
Yeah, you gotta have faith in God.
Putting God first always makes things work.
Yeah, I pray and meditate every day.
Yeah.
Like seriously, every day. Even at work, we all pray together before we go out and work. You gotta have like some faith.
Yeah, that's something that I didn't have, until a few years ago, and I think that's helped a lot. But that's what made me come to my faith, is realizing,
because
I've gone through this, and I've gone through this before, and
you hear the voice, then God just start talking to you, and give you the instructions on what to do. You got to block out the outside noise of people trying to tell you, and listen to your heart. Because I blocked out a lot out. I wouldn't be in Arizona or be in the situations if I had to listen to certain people or listen to people. I did listen to people, that they gave me information that I needed, but the doubters and the people that don't, just because they can't do it, don't mean I can't do it.
That's why I keep a lot of things, quiet to myself now too, until it's like too, like I said, when I moved here, I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want to deal with that. Yeah. And I keep a lot of things quiet to myself now until it's ready. Yeah. Because you don't
want to put that in your head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like avoid the naysayers.
Yeah.
I'm kind of saying,
even though you can say like, oh no, it sticks with you a little bit. And so.
Yeah, it does.
And then it's just like, too, like you said, it's just all about, you want it to be refreshing to people when they hear it, when they see it. And music, these days, sometimes it's so easy to just drop music because YouTube and you got all the digital platforms you can share it on. Sometimes people forget about studio quality, video quality, just the creative ideas in music and what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and that makes a huge difference. You could have a song that would have gone way further if you would have just invested $50 more or whatever, a little bit more, because it makes a difference.
Or just buy equipment, like the baby, he got cameras, professional video cameras, so he can shoot his own videos, his own content, and he spent thousands, like I think he spent like close to $1 million on just having cameras so he can shoot, and you got to invest into yourself, and you got people around, hold this camera, get some footage, do this, do that, take some photos.
And then you're not having to go find a videographer every time, which eventually that adds up to whatever you would have spent on your cameras.
I think that guy that did Kanye West documentary, he was never a cameraman until Kanye West put a camera in the tunnel, so I found him around. Yeah. So you'd be surprised.
That's one thing that a lot of artists need to do is really need to start investing in themselves. They have to.
Because even with us, but Jacob, you see, like we always get new things. Like I just got a camera, or you just got some mics. Just little things that can help your brand, your business, and even like merch. Some artists don't put time into like creating their own clothing or stuff like that. they want to look like Louis Vuitton. They want to look like this. I'm like, you can go to the thrift store and create a dope ass outfit better than what you see here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they forget is that nobody's looking for another money bag, yo, or another what they see already out there. You got to have something different to come to the table for them to even want to look at you. They feel like you're something that they already have on their roster. Yeah.
So I have one final question.
All right.
Before we end the show.
Hit me.
What advice do you give to like the next generation artist that wants to do what you've done, where you are today?
My best advice would, oh gosh, I would say, just stick with like who you are. And I know that's like probably cliche and stuff, but we have a lot of outside influences, whether it be social media or whether it be the people in your ear or, your parents growing up. You get told so many different things. And I think somewhere along life, we all kind of lose ourselves. And you have to get back to like, whether you want to call it your child self or your inner self or, your higher self, we have to get like back to that. And I think that's the person that's going to take you whatever career path, artist or wherever in life. I think that's the person that's going to take you the furthest. And so just getting back to that person and then building that person, I think.
So don't let no one change you and be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's great advice.
Yeah.
I like that advice.
So let the people know one more time where they can find you, where they can find your music, all that.
Okay, so my Instagram is Brooklin Marie 15, and I spell Brooklyn with an I. I think you can see it on it's up there for me. It might be on there for you guys. But Brooklyn Marie 15 on Instagram, Brooklyn Marie on YouTube, Brooklyn Marie on Facebook, and I think that's about it. I don't really use Snapchat anymore, so.
Awesome. Snapchat. So thank you, everyone that stayed watching this whole time.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
To everyone here today and to everyone we lost along the way. Cheers.